Okay, I'm calling this, meeting, for the Richland Township, board, and attending this meeting is, myself, excuse me, attending this meeting is Township Trustee Mark Stevens, board members, David Wilby, John Durham, Jay Price. And, the bookkeeper is Carmen Antigua, office manager Samantha Proctor, and that's it. And the time is 4:07. And the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes. We need to approve the minutes for September 30th, 2025, which is a public hearing. Do I?
That one is, this one's the adopt. Yeah, this one's the adoption, and that one was discussion. They're two separate.
I'm gonna say I've got them all here. Oh, okay. So I have a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion to approve the September 30th minutes.
Okay. Jay Thresher makes a motion to approve September 30th.
I'll second.
Don Durham seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And we're using today's date on the sign.
Yes, yes. Yes. Well, whoever takes it. And then that one, these both have baby signatures. And this,
Yeah, they're all the same.
I didn't- yeah, you that one.
And then we have one September 30th, Washington.
We'll see both of them.
They're both the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not covered both of them.
They're both.
Yeah, one was public hearing and then one was the adoption. They both say minutes on them. Yeah, one is just specifically,
So this is written like minutes.
yeah, that one was for the capital improvement and one was for the adoption of the capital improvement.
Oh, yeah.
We had to
Okay.
had to have
So we had two
meetings.
separate meetings for the
Right.
same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so do we need another motion for the other September 30th
Yeah.
adoption?
Yes, I need a motion to approve December 5th, 2025. Government. In the reorganization board meeting.
The ones that I just sent you guys.
Yeah. This one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're good with September 30th, both of them's been approved and adopted and all that. We're good. All right, so I'll make a motion that we approve the December 5th, 2025 government reorganization board meeting minutes.
Okay. Jay Thresher makes that a motion. Yeah. Approve the special meeting, Richland Township office was a special board meeting. Have a second. Don second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. So, I've got this one that you sent, is that the one I need to sign or?
No, you don't typically sign these. I'm the one who signs.
Oh, okay, I see the deed with all, thinking of it.
We're back on track.
That's it. Okay, next comes Neptune signing and, and then a motion to elect board president and board secretary.
I'll make the motion to have Dave continue as president and Dawn as secretary if they're okay with that. It's your chance to run.
Okay, Jay makes the motion to, for David and Dawn to retain their positions for 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. And then we're on to the nepotism signing.
That one's not.
Okay. And the next item is to sign the 2026 fire agreement.
Yeah.
We already approved this, right?
Well, what I typically done is just increase the fire agreement by whatever clerk quoted it up. That one over.
Okay. Is there any questions on the memorandum of the proposed new fire station?
So we're just basically still, we've not got to the bond stage, right?
Mhm. No, it's just
So,
a verbal-ish agreement that we will come. Okay.
somewhat on board so far.
Yes.
So Marty, what would it mean to township finances if the county commissioners turn Ellisville and township make us join the fire district? Are they able to make us do that, or is that something that we have to vote on?
I think if you have to vote on it. I mean, if the board continues to agree to talk with the county of Ellisville, they will end up on the fall ballot.
Not the,
No,
no, I'm
that's the
talking
whole,
about, I'm
the
talking about the fire
reorganization.
district. Not
Oh,
the,
the
not the
commissioners.
reorganization.
If the
but-
commissioners want to extend the fire district,
Mhm.
Yeah.
If they wanna pull us into that, what say do we have?
I don't know that, I don't know, at the point. But if they are successful in however that works, they will have to end up taking the fire levies with them, which nobody's talking about that. But I believe that's what they would end up having to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they
what
couldn't
they're,
operate. Well, they couldn't operate well. So, but how that would work, politically, I don't actually know. I don't think they've done it before.
So they just took Stein's,
They
they
took
just
me
took
Boston.
Bean Blossom, but if I understand right, the board and the trustee were on board.
No, they were not.
Oh, they were not.
The trustee from New Boston was there. He was not on board with this. No, he received, from what he stated at the meeting, he received the paperwork about it an hour beforehand. And that he didn't have enough time to even try to figure out.
So they forcibly turned Bean Blossom.
They had a
and
couple of meetings over there, and they said, we have the power to take it over, and we're taking it over. So that's when I made them clarify. I said, this is just Bean Blossom, and on the
yeah,
thing up, it was Salt Creek and Polk and
Richland
Richland.
and Ellisville.
Well, I said Ellisville. It didn't say Richland, but Ellisville.
No, it did say
Did it
Ellisville and Richland, and I do believe it said Steinsville as well.
Well,
But
Well, it's my understanding as far as Steinsville does not have a,
yeah.
does not have the Iowa South, their volunteer
Yeah.
system a number of years ago. And we had, Ellisville had no contract with it, other than if they close, we go. And the last that I heard, that they were gonna try to have a contract, Ellisville was gonna try to have a contract with Steinsville.
that's what they didn't want.
Well,
That's-
from
Who didn't want?
from what
Blossom didn't want.
I'm
Right.
Okay.
from what I'm going by, what the Ellisville contract was presented to Bean Blossom, or the way they said it is that if they signed the contract, then Ellisville would get all of their equipment
The money.
and all that.
Yeah.
And they
Bean
weren't
Blossom
willing
has
to,
all the healthy.
but they weren't willing to say, well, you get our equipment. So they were unhappy about that.
Okay.
But the commissioner said that they'd had 2 or 3 public meetings over in Bean Blossom about, yeah, it's volunteer. It's a volunteer fire department. And said that they didn't feel that it was being serviced well enough or whatever, and they took them over, and their fire techs was going to quadruple.
I don't understand how they can, if that's how they move, if that's how they take over an area, how they can say that.
Well, that's the way they were presenting
But
it at the meeting
they can
is
say
that
whatever they want.
they're planning on going after
Well, you know,
the other townships in the spring, and all of us are going to be one big
So they must,
fire district.
so they must have, well, yes, so Bean Blossom must have looked at our offer and the offer for the district.
They didn't like either one of the offers, and they said, that's too bad. This is what you're going to do.
So, do you know who we could have maybe come talk to us, if you guys want to do it or not, I'll do it myself, to learn about fire territory and commissioners and what kind of rights we have, if we have any rights, I mean, is that something we have Eric look into, or?
I think that's a good question.
That would be something legally, so I think that would be Eric's.
How about,
I think we should do
Eric,
that.
that would be fine, but what about Kevin, the chief?
Oh, he was having meetings with them the past couple of years, I found out about this whole fire district and stuff.
That you agree with?
Well, he's been going to meetings and talking about this big, beautiful fire district.
That's, see, well, it's been a long time, you know, Scott Oldham, whether he's on a term for president of the town board or not, he carries pretty much the word. And he told me once that he never let that else be turned into Bloomington or the fire district. And it's that part, and now when you tell me the chief is looking into it, maybe not saying no.
They need money.
Yeah.
They need money.
I know it'd be a lot.
The more,
How much will they get? If it becomes a fire district, they'll go out the money to wherever they want to.
Yeah, correct.
But it becomes their problem.
Well, it might
it's still
become
gonna be their
person's
problem.
problem
Well,
if the
yeah.
house is on fire.
Yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
fire district chief, Henry, had 2 Ds on it, Dylan,
Oh, right, that would be, yeah, he would not be either, he would.
But I'll agree with what you said about Kevin, that I would like to have a meeting with Coach Eric, yeah, Cook, yeah, see what he has to say about it. At least he knows all the fine. Yeah,
And it would be interesting to hear what Kevin has to say about it.
yeah. But I think it's going for it.
I do too, especially if we're going to do a bond for a fire department, and then they're gonna take over all of the equipment and the buildings, and we're stuck paying for it, and we have our fire levy money. And then how do we pay for that?
Bonds are our responsibility if we
And
sign
how do
on
we
it.
pay for that?
I don't think anybody thought that out.
Yeah.
Well, I think the fire district has, if they know anything about it.
Well, yeah.
They'll be happy for us to be holding the
Maybe.
stick for that.
I'd like to have a new station and not have to pay for it.
No,
I'd like to have a new house.
I think those are all questions that probably would be well suited to the attorney.
Yeah.
And let them research that, and how that happened before, what the precedent is for.
They're plugging right along. I mean, they're taking township by township.
And they're planning on taking care of us in the spring. That's just 2 or
pretty
3
much
months
what they
away.
said.
So,
So what, since if they're taking, PFAS, so what do they lack besides prison township?
Salt Creek and Polk was 2 of them that I know that they said that they were
Go ahead.
looking at and us. And I don't know if they've got everybody else or not.
Hope is out by Union, I think. Pretty sure.
I'm trying to
the
look at the
Unionville's
land.
in Benton. Polk is
Yeah.
all the way
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Polk is all the way as far
Yeah,
southeast as you can.
yeah, you're out there.
Yeah, we need to, before this goes any further, because I will say that I was not at, but I watched the, last, town council meeting on cats. And that was the town council's big thing. They were asking their attorney, township takes this on, we're not gonna be on the hook for any of this money, right?
There you go.
So that was a big, Scott Holden was like, he made Darrell say that at least twice. No, that's the township takes it on, it's their funds in there.
There you go.
So before we can go any further and actually commit to building that building, we gotta know from Eric what our financial obligations are. And
Alright, that's all I, as far as car station stuff, dude. It's,
Is there any other, old or new business?
well, I keep updating you with the reorganization committees, having a meeting tomorrow week. And right now, it's just in the process of, picking the 7th member, which, I was just told that Dr. Schiff has said no, he will not do it. And Sanders said no, he was not going to. I'm people. I think the township has had, I think, 14 people request to be on subcommittees. So, and I think the town may not have quite that many, they might have 11. So there's a lot of people that express interest on being in subcommittees. Unfortunately, most of them have the same qualifications for either planning and zoning or. But we have somebody that is very knowledgeable about parks. She doesn't read park and rec. So, so I think we can at least put somebody that is knowledgeable about each thing. At least have somebody that's really knowledgeable about that to go towards. Do you know anybody who lives in the township? I can suggest our case investigator, knowing that she lives outside the township, there are people who want to participate, and it's consensus that they don't live in the township. Why? What is your interest? What is that going to get you? You know, and so that could be taken into consideration. So, but they are asking for somebody that has, like township assistance knowledge to be on that. So, other than Bobby, if they don't know. Okay.
Yeah. I have a neighbor, student that seems to be kind of interested, and she said that she would like to talk to you. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, do you ever remember, Jake on the other term too? Okay, well, it's his wife and me, and they live 50 house down from known for a long time. And Amanda is actually, she is the head person of Ivy Park. So, she's pretty intelligent. She's, help me with.
Our meeting is tomorrow, at 5 or 6, and it doesn't mean that we won't be able to appoint more people, but
Okay,
I need to get them to the committee. Like,
I will,
night.
Soon as
Early
possible.
tomorrow.
well, I'll call.
2 hours ago, if you could.
So, it's all right for her to call you? Okay.
And if anybody wants to do, that Richland questions is fine, Richland questions at Gmail. Do you have an email address for now that is that people can contact me at as well? We're supposed to have postcards going out, probably Thursday, that will have the rest of the meeting dates on it. And something I wanted to ask you guys, when Mike was here and talked to us, I asked him about, and I need to watch the video, just to double check, but I asked about, who was expected to pay the expenses. And, I don't want to put it out there what I think he said, but can you guys tell me if you remember what he said? Because if, I will go back on to the
Oh, like on postcards and stuff, it said that the town had money
Yeah.
allocated for
And
this type of stuff.
Kevin, he's on the Ferris, yeah. Well, I ran into him, and we talked a little bit, and he also told me that the mailing to go out to the township would be $12,000.
Yeah, 11,000 is what was said
Okay.
for mailing. And, that's why, and Mike has said that there are the funds for 2 mailings. And that's what I am saying, we've got a mailing now, and we've got a mailing for the public hearing.
And I remember, Mike Farmer saying that the town would pay for it.
I think in general, not just about mailing.
Yeah.
We're incurring costs,
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
We're
He was
incurring,
talking.
Well, we're incurring attorney costs,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're already paying.
Yeah.
He definitely said the town was going to, and Jay and I talked about it. He said in here, the other times that I talked to him about certain things, he kind of fight wishes. If he doesn't really want to come up with it.
It's on recording
Okay.
that he's committed to that, if that's on there, which it should be. So I just, because he commented that we need to figure out who was gonna pay for things. And I'm like, I'm gonna pretty much shut now because
Yeah.
I need to get that, video watched because I will adamantly deny payment for anything other than our township fees and attorney fees. And honestly, I could go after the
I think,
because
well, in thinking about all this, the town's going to have to spend an extreme amount of money to try to pull this off.
they have already paid, Baker Tilly, they've already paid Baker Tilly $35,000 for the study, but not just for the study, for the full 9 yards from beginning to end, $35,000. And, I have no idea what we're paying the PR marketing.
I spend a lot of money, I'm really happy with that. Get it. But, and I will say this, I have talked to a lot of people, and I have not had anybody, for it.
Not one,
But
not one.
not one. Everybody I've talked to does not want to, and one of the big things is taxes. And a lot of them have said to me, said, you know, what's your position on this? And I can say, hey, I'm still trying to get
We're learning.
some information. Yeah,
We're learning.
we're trying to find before we can make a decision.
Yeah.
And the bottom line, most of them say, I hope you make the right decision.
Well, I think,
No.
Meaning, no.
I think the problem would be those
That's why it has to be in a general election and not some off-year election.
Right,
All
that's why
it has to be
it has to be,
26
right,
or the
right,
next one 28.
right, but that's just, that's the whole thing that,
And the town doesn't want to wait for 28.
No.
Pardon?
I don't think I have anything else.
Okay.
to report on.
All right, well, there's no other questions. I'll need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Jay Gresham makes a motion to adjourn. John seconds it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries and 4:35.